सो हेलो नमस्कार सभी को एंड अ वेरी जोशफुल जय हिंद टू एवरीवन। मैं मयंक तिवारी स्वागत करता हूं आप सभी का अंतिम पग के एक और स्पेशल एपिसोड पे। Today we have Harshad Ganpatil sir, and sir was also the NCC cadet. And I'll not say I'm ex-NCC cadet because in NCC हम कहते हैं once a cadet always a cadet.
Yes.
And thank you sir for accepting our invitation and coming to our platform. It's really a great pleasure to have a person like you here.
The pleasure is mine here.
Thank you, sir. I want to tell the viewers that sir have been recommended from uh, uh, SSB Allahabad for NCC Special Entry and for from to AFSB Mysore for Afcat Entry as well. So, sir, how have been this journey for you?
It's a very long journey here. So somebody asked me about my journey. I tell them very shortly. It says 8 years of dream, 5 years of hard work, 11 attempts, five
Mhm.
screen out, four conference out, and two recommendations. So I've started from my NDA, and right now after my graduation, taking a 2 years of drop. After that, I got recommended. Very big journey, long journey.
Great, sir. Great, and many many congratulations to you as well.
Thank you so much.
और ये ऐसी सक्सेस स्टोरीज ही होती हैं जो हमें सिखाते हैं हार ना मानना.
Mm.
So let's begin our podcast, sir. Our
Yes.
conversation.
Yes.
So my first question मैं जो सारे ही like experience से पूछता हूँ. What motivated you to join, forces?
So my motivation started from my home itself. So my father was in Air Force, and first motivation came from that. And after that, I was in Air Force school for 13 years, which was inside Air Force campus. So from UKG till 12th, I was in Air Force school. I've
Okay.
played my sports professionally. I'm a volleyball player, so I've played sports from from my school for All India. I've represented Southwestern Air Command team completely into the Air Force surrounding, completely everyday interaction with officers. And after that, I joined NCC during my college time. And that flying was something which fascinated me, my first sortie. So that was think, yaar, jana hai to yahi jana. This is what I want to do in my life. And I was not a person who was more involved in padhai, bidhai. I was like enjoyable person. Every day I used to play and masti karna, idhar udhar karna. So I thought that this is the only organization which I'll be able to live. So that was it.
Sir, how NCC has helped you in your, SSB and selection procedure?
See, what I feel is that when you when you become a senior, when you go to, like, from the very start, when you are a junior, you learn to respect your seniors.
Hmm.
When you join NCC, you get a lot more of ragada. You can't say a word. You learn to push your limits. You don't learn to give up, and you have so much of academic pressure. You have to handle your college as well as your NCC wala. You have to learn blue books, and we have SOPs also, standard operating procedures for flying and all that. So you learn a lot many of things, and the legacy that needs to be carried is what you come to know when you go to second year, when you have some responsibilities, and when your juniors are looking at you. Here, if you're wishing, if she or he is coming and wishing you should be worthy
Mhm.
of it. You should be like that.
Right.
So उसमें से वो, you learn to wear uniform, you learn to be on time. Every day at 6 o'clock, 6:30, we used to have fallens, and I used to travel 20 kilometers. So again, time discipline was something which I learned from NCC. Apart from that, having bond with your juniors, ragda khana साथ में, एक दूसरे की complaint ना करना. Otherwise, if you see in civilian life here, they like यार इसने किया. But
Right.
in NCC, like, if even if anyone has done a mistake and you are caught, you'll not take his name. So that thing is what I have learned from NCC. You
Mhm.
have to. That's what our motto says: discipline and unity. So you have to be united always.
Right.
That was there. Apart from that, etiquettes while we are eating. So I was involved in exercise Yogdan also.
Okay.
So unless and until your senior takes the first bite when you're having your lunch together, you cannot eat. You have to
Okay.
offer your senior first. He'll take the bite, and after that only you start eating. You have lunch. So that is what I learned even at the etiquettes. Apart from that, yes, again the confidence and the communication, which is something which is really important, really helped me and other candidates. For SSB, it's like when you stand in front of squad, you have to lead here. If you are not able to speak in front of the squad, they will not say कि यार ये leader है करके. So you learn there, you push yourself to speak, and that's where your confidence goes up, and it really helps in the SSB. Apart from that, physical fitness, yes, we have certain things in SSB, individual obstacle and all that, where you have to be physically fit. So you learn to do that. We have obstacles in NCC also, where we learn to do it. Apart from that, we come to know a lot about SSBs from the people who get recommended.
Mm-hmm.
Who get recommended to come to unit, and they tell you about their experiences, about their attempts, how they approached, what they did. So that thing was there. And so basically, that legacy which is carried by our seniors, we are always focused on कि यार हमें भी ये करना है. This is what we have to do. So this is something which I've learned, and which improved me every day involuntarily. I don't know even कि यार मैं कर रहा हूँ नहीं कर रहा हूँ, but involuntarily when I look back now, I I feel that कि यार this is what really helped me in my journey.
Yes, sir. I also want to tell the viewers that sir has also cleared the combined defense services examination and Afcat examination as well. So, sir, I'll come on to the written part. How you prepared for CDSE and how much time one should give. Like being in college, हमें college में पता होता है कि एक साल बाद 1.5 साल बाद हमें इस एग्जाम के लिए अपीयर होना है. तो कब से प्रिपरेशन कैडेट should start the preparation?
See, my journey started from the 12th itself. I've cleared NDA. So NDA was something which gave me a confidence, and I was very good in maths. So it was always a positive point for me कि यार maths अच्छा है. I only need to improve in GS. So English was not an issue. So first thing is I started from my NDA. I prepared well. I cleared NDA. Was screened out unfortunately there. Otherwise, I would be in the academy. So that thing was there. And after that, I was very clear here in the graduation itself, I'll start preparing for CDSE. And every day, consistently, if you every day you take out time from your busy schedule, not too much, but 2-3 hours, and every day you keep working and making notes, I think it is enough to clear the exam. People like for women, OT is there, and
Mm,
only the thing that needs to be prepared or given time to is GS.
mm,
GS in CDSE is something where people are not even able to score 20 marks, which is the qualifying needed to clear the GS section. We
okay.
have three papers, two hours, maths, GS, and English.
Mhm,
According to me, GS is something which is very vast.
mhm,
You don't make notes and revise it regularly. I have never used any sources.
okay.
मैंने सीधा ऑनलाइन जो भी यूट्यूब पे आ रहा है उसमें से प्रिपेयर किया है मैंने. I have made the notes. I have never used any single book. It's completely handmade notes, and I have revised regularly. That's what matters. If you revise it regularly, see, people make notes. People buy all the sources, books, ले लेंगे 11वीं 12वीं की geography, this, that. It is not going to help unless and until you make notes and you revise it by yourself. And before the examination, the revision should be done minimum 3 times.
Mhm,
What I personally feel. So I'll basically come to the specific sections. So in English, what I used to do is I was aware of कि reading part ज़्यादा आ रहा है.
mhm,
Now what I'll just tell you what all mistakes people do. People focus more on जो वो होता है ना antonyms and synonyms. That is not helpful here. वो 20 questions are gonna come, but most of, even if you prepare, but hardly उसमें से what you have prepared, hardly 4 to 5 questions मिलेंगे, because we don't know, they can ask anything in antonyms and synonyms. But apart from that, the reading section, we have comprehension, we have fill in the blanks. If you prepare more on that, there's certain rules in English. If you stick with those rules, if you revise it regularly, if you solve questions,
Okay.
it is enough to score above 70 marks out of 100 in
Mm.
English, 70 to 75. So that is there. And antonym and
Mm.
synonym, again, there is a
Validation.
trick of elimination. To learn to do that, even if you eliminate 50%, दो में से एक मार दोगे सही आ जाएगा. This is what I have followed.
Uh-huh.
So GS is something which is again an issue, and people again start slipping into more of history, this that. If it is your strong point, definitely do it. But what I
Mm.
personally, as a science student, I was not a very good in social studies and all that.
Uh-huh.
So what I used to do is, मैंने बोला यार जो अपना strong है उसको पहले उठाते हैं. So I have took bio, chemistry, physics. First
Okay.
thing, because 30 question तो यहीं पे मिल जाएंगे. After that, I have taken up geography. Geography was something which which was I was interested in. तो वो थोड़ा मजा आता था पढ़ने बिढ़ने में and all those things. So apart from geography, I've taken polity and current affairs. That was enough to clear the section. And in maths, I was good, so I was never had an issue with that. So I used to practice questions, used to practice previous years. Again, previous years of each and every paper, like 10 years previous years, solving those papers will give you idea ki what kind of questions are asked. You will have an idea, you'll get a confidence, and that is enough. So मैंने maths के लिए कभी prepare नहीं किया. You just used to solve 10 years previous year papers, and I used to go for the paper. So that was it.
Okay.
Yes.
Great, sir. Great. And it is really a great learning for all of us. People लोग यही करते हैं सर, वो पूरा सिलेबस कवर करने के पीछे भागते हैं. And there is a phrase in English के too many cooks spoils the dish.
Yes, yes, definitely.
So everyone can relate, I think. And sir, now I'll come upon the SSB part.
Yes.
9 attempts, then your 10th attempt, the recommendation one wala.
Mm.
How you kept yourself motivated in this whole journey? आपने क्या सब देखा, क्या सब आपकी learnings रही, and how you deal with them, sir?
See, my experience is a bit different. Whatever aspirants say, motivation, this, that, I'll not lie, I'll not blabber.
Mm.
Uh, so basically, I very well knew that I'm not gonna fit in any other jobs. You put me in any job, I can do that. But what fascinated me was flying. I
Yes, sir.
wanted to be a flyer, and my father was in Air Force, so it was very clear here. This is the place I would want to join, or I would
Huh.
fit in. And yes, again, it is very well said that it is not a job; it is a life.
Yes,
So
sir.
I don't want it to be the person who is working from the morning till evening and coming back home and whatever. So first thing was that 9 attempts सबसे बुरा लगता है जब स्क्रीन आउट होते हैं.
Right.
So initial 2 attempts I was screened out. TES and NDA I was screened out. After graduation I've seen my first conference. So motivation was there because I knew that I don't fit in any other profession. First thing was this: I was very much interested in sports. I was very much interested in doing co-curricular activities, this that. But not a person will sit back, sit on computer, and will work for long hours. No, I was not that person. So I need people around me, and I think Forge was the only place where I would be getting this. So in NCC, I think 3 years there was no need of motivation,
Uh,
because if you're in NCC, you are enough motivated. If you're going on parades, if you're doing camps, if you're enjoying, if you're studying, it was enough. Apart from that, 9 attempts. Uh, my experience is very different from what the other aspirants, whatever they call it as, कि ये किया, वो किया.
mhm.
I have prepared for 9 attempts. I didn't got recommended. In the 10th attempt, I was the least prepared. The least prepared me. I like. So basically, I'll tell you about my story. Uh, how I went for the SSB, what all things happened, and all that. In the 9 attempts, I took all the coaching, this, that, sab kuch kar liya. Got to know, did this, prepared well, prepared for that, prepared for that, prepared for interview. Nothing happened. So my senior got recommended, and I was talking to him. His name is Unmesh sir and Pratik sir. They got recommended in 10th attempt, and one got recommended in 11th attempt. So very long journey. So, and I think these seniors were enough to keep me motivated. यार हो सकता है 11th attempt में जाके करके. So I was talking to my senior and I was to say कि sir नहीं हो रहा है कैसे sir कैसे करूँ. He was like, what have you done? Sir, prepare do. So he said कि यार okay, do one thing, don't prepare in your 10th, don't prepare for the next SSB. So I used to say, I sat and I was thinking here how it will, how will I get recommended if I don't prepare? And I went like that and was like, okay, I have worked, but I've worked on the approach, but didn't prepare anything. Here exactly requirement क्या है, what needs to be done, and ऐसे करके मैं गया.
Mm,
I got screened in,
mm.
and I got recommended. And the magic was I was the only person who got recommended. Only one recommendation was there in to FSB Mysore in my batch.
Great.
So and very different thing, magical thing was that I in my 12 stories of that I haven't reached to conclusion in any story.
Okay.
I have written actions and 5 to 6 stories was like my conclusion didn't even complete.
अच्छा.
That I have left 5 to 6 words. SRTs I have done 39. SD I've written. I was badly grilled in interview. Badly. It's like कुछ नहीं आता तुझे ऐसा ऐसा क्या बता रहा है फालतू की चीजें ये सब वो सब. Yes, G2 I can say I was good. It was always a strong part for me, G2. But apart from this happened and I was very clear कि यार इस बार इतने अच्छे गए पिछले अटेम्प्ट तभी भी नहीं हुआ तो ये तो अटेम्प्ट तो होना ही नहीं है करके. तो आई कॉल माय पेरेंट्स एंड आई सेड कि यार पापा बस बुक कर दो, कॉन्फ्रेंस आउट हो जाऊंगा, मैं घर आ जाऊंगा जल्दी करके, बाद में बस नहीं मिलेगी. And then he took my name. So that was there. So what worked for me is not preparing for the SSB.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. No current affairs, nothing. मेरे को अगर महाराष्ट्र का सीएम भी पूछ लेते ना वो भी नहीं पता था मुझे. This was my condition. So that
Amazing.
was it. So this is how my experience was.
तो आई जो चीज नहीं आनी चाहिए थी लाइक वेल प्रिपेयरिंग आई थिंक वो चीज आ रही थी एंड what the true of you came out of when you were unprepared, I think.
Yes, yes. See, what I personally feel is what I have experienced or what when I look back, what I come to know is that if you are not prepared, you are natural.
हाँ.
And if you're not prepared, you have a mentality, you have a mindset कि यार जो होगा देखा जाएगा. Prepared तो
Mm,
वैसे ही नहीं है, जाके देके आना है करके. So that natural you comes out. Natural the natural personality you have in you comes out. If you're prepared, you try to put those things in your tests. कि ये
okay.
हमने पढ़ा है ये हम डालेंगे.
Mm,
This doesn't work. This goes against you. This is what I have understood. And when when anybody, any of my juniors ask कि sir कैसे किया क्या किया, so I tell
uh-huh.
them don't go prepared.
Okay.
And they have the same reactions. Sir ऐसे कैसे बिना prepared जाए ऐसा वैसा. मैंने बोला यार just go, it will work. I know it works.
Uh-huh.
So this is there. That is But yes, whatever I have done in my recommended wala SSB 10th attempt, I think I was more relaxed and I was with the attitude कि लेना है लो नहीं तो ठीक है कोई बात नहीं करके. I was with that attitude and that's why I think my mind was relaxed and I was composed and calm and that's why I was able to think and perform better in all the tests. That was the reason. Yes.
तो वो टेस्ट भी खराब हुए होंगे सर तो यू वर लाइक इजी एकदम ठीक है हो गए
हाँ
तो हो गया.
ठीक है like देखा जाएगा तो the like psychological test in the AFSB happens in the evening itself at 6
हाँ,
o'clock. तो मेरा तो गया अंदर, तो मैंने बोला ठीक है यार, जाने तो जो होगा देखा जाएगा करके। ऐसे एटीट्यूड में मैं इंटरव्यू में गया, एकदम रिलैक्स मैनर में। जीटीओ में आई परफॉर्म गुड, बट इंटरव्यू में ऐसे ही कहता चिल किए, देखा जाएगा जो होगा करके। आई डिड स्टडी all of my all of the group was studying before the interview, this that, and I was the only person who was sleeping.
Okay.
तो मेरे दोस्तों ने आके उठाया, उठ जा भाई, इंटरव्यू के लिए जाना है करके, लेट हो रहा है। आई गॉट अप, आई वॉश माय, ironed my clothes, and I went. Didn't even open the book. Easy
Uh-huh.
prepared. So I think it worked. Yeah, definitely it worked.
So one question, sir, like you have been to coaching, right?
Yes, yes.
So as you said, के you got you know आप वहाँ पे गए unprepared गए आप वहाँ पे.
Hmm.
So that coaching stuff worked somewhere in your recommendation. उसका कुछ importance, कुछ फायदा?
See, uh, why coaching is important. I advise people to go to coaching. The reason being, if you'll go, like, at least for the freshers, okay,
Uh-huh.
if you're not aware of what the process is,
Okay.
you will be nervous.
Uh-huh.
So I tell them go for the coaching. At least if you'll be a bit confident कि हाँ ये करना है, मुझे पता है, मैं करूंगा. This is what is there. And coaching बहुत ज़्यादा अपने आप को see, coaching is hardly for 14-15 days.
Right.
They can't change your personality. Whatever you have in you, it cannot be changed in those 14 to 15 days. It's very clear. So
Right.
I advise to go to coaching. The reason being to get aware with the process of the SSB,
Uh-huh.
because there are so many of tests. There are series of tests which are there. So if you'll be aware of it, you know what needs to be and what is required. Otherwise, if you're, keep pata hoga, to you'll be planned, and you have a mentality mindset ki yaar this theek hai, ye karna hai karke.
Uh-huh.
So that is what works. At least ki he'll be confident ki ye test aisa karna hai karke. That is my advice, or tell people to do coaching once in lifetime.
Okay.
Yes.
And sir, like, what was your strategy or your point of view of writing, stories, sentences, and doing those SRTs? And क्या चीज आप पहले नहीं कर रहे थे जब आप confidence out हो रहे थे? Yeah, you did similar kind of thing. What was the difference? Both of
See,
them.
as I said, I improved my approach. I've changed
Okay.
my approach of writing the stories. Earlier, I used to be like, ऐसी story आएगी, ये लिखना है, okay, ठीक है. So what mistake I was making, I specifically come to all the tests. I'll talk
Uh-huh.
about TAT first. So TAT may you have to write 12 stories. 11 pictures will be shown in one is the blank slide where you have to write story on yourself, whatever you think and all that. So what I changed was that, as I said, approach. That approach was of writing more of awareness stories.
Mm.
Some people say write experiences or whatever you have experienced, real life stories, this that. Yes, real life, but यार अगर कुछ कैंपिंग का कहीं आ रहा है, कैंपिंग का कुछ पिक्चर आ रहा है, डू यू थिंक कि सब कैंपिंग करते हैं? नहीं करते. मैंने कभी कैंपिंग नहीं की,
Uh,
बट एटलीस्ट यू आर अवेयर ऑफ इट, व्हाट हैपेंस इन कैंपिंग.
okay.
Like I used to see you must have heard of uh, uh, channel Discovery Channel where Bear Grylls is there, Man versus Wild वाला जो आता है. I'm
Yes, sir.
aware of it कि what is basically camping is. Camping में करते क्या है, survive कैसे करते हैं, क्या होता है, क्या नहीं होता. I'm aware
Uh-huh.
of it. So I
Uh-huh.
used to write those awareness stories. कि whatever I know, whatever things are done, whatever कि camping में क्या होता है, camping में we don't have all the sources, we don't have all the support. We don't
Uh-huh.
have, sometimes we don't have food. We have to hunt. We have to, we have to do camping. We have to lit fire. We have to, arrange our bedding and all that. So I used to write like that.
Okay.
तो मेरे को जो पता है from wherever I have got the knowledge, maybe I have not experienced it, but I am aware of it. Maybe
Uh-huh.
from TV, maybe from some people. I used to write that. To basically there are mosquitoes, so we'll
Uh-huh.
apply mud on our body ki mosquitoes not, so that awareness is what I used to write.
Okay.
Earlier I used to write ki camping kar rahe hai, ऐसा ऐसा किया, मजे किए, घर पे चले गए करके, but these
So,
awareness part was not there in these earlier in my attempts. So I changed this approach and I started writing approach. I've changed my approach and started writing more of awareness stories.
okay.
ठीक है. I was aware of it earlier also, but I was not writing those. लेकिन अभी मैंने वो चेंज करके आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग अवेयरनेस स्टोरीज, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस दीज स्पेसिफिक स्मॉल स्मॉल डिटेल्स आई वाज नॉट एबल टू कंप्लीट माय स्टोरीज.
अच्छा.
बहुत
Okay.
चीज लिखी थी कि व्हाट आर द एक्शंस, इंट्रोडक्शन छोटा सा देना, बट दीज एक्शन पार्ट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट.
Sir, can you give it an example, please? Like वही जो mountaineering वाली, for suppose एक picture है. So how you wrote that?
So I'll tell you about it. Uh, there was the same picture which I got in AFSB, the same picture I got in NCC Special Entry also.
Okay.
So picture was set, story was set, मैंने वही छाप दिया. So what
Uh-huh.
exactly it is, I'll tell you. चार लोग बैठे हुए हैं, कैंप लगा हुआ है, फायर लगा हुआ है.
Okay.
ठीक है, फायर है वहां पे. सो क्या हुआ कि आई थॉट कि ओके ठीक है, वट एवर आई नो आई विल
Hmm.
राइट इट, वट एवर अवेयरनेस आई हैव अबाउट इट. So I started writing कि okay, four friends decided to go for camping, trekking, this that. They went for a trek, and give specifics, give specific things कि इस फोर्ट पे गए या इस पर्टिकुलर माउंटेन पे गए तुम ट्रैकिंग करने के लिए.
Uh-huh.
Now the preparation starts from packing itself.
अच्छा. Right.
So if you pack, again your awareness is shown कि यार you know what is required in trekking.
Uh-huh.
Your shoes are there, your water bottle is there, your matchstick is matchbox is there. Apart from that, whatever food items are there, clothing is there. Apart from that, whatever food items, this that, कि trekking में क्या important होता है, जो भी वो थोड़ा रस्सी बिस्सी जो होता है, everything you are carrying by it, and you went to mountain, and after that you camped there, and after that you're going for camping, you're going for trekking, you have to show awareness. So
Right.
use all the resources which are there in the on the mountain itself.
Okay.
कि पत्तियां लेके आए, पत्तियां से हमने बेडिंग बनाया, फायर लिट किया, व्हाई टू कीप एनिमल्स अवे. एंड लाइक इन एनसीसी वी डू रेकी ड्यूटीज,
हाँ.
कि तीन लोग सो रहे, एक रेकी करेगा. आई रोट ऑल दीज थिंग्स कि रात में जब तीन सो रहे, वन विल रेकी.
Okay.
यस. एंड आफ्टर दैट एवरीबडी विल अप्लाई मड ऑन देयर बॉडी कि मॉस्किटोज से बचेंगे. दे हैव स्टार्टेड, दे हैव हंटेड, हंट किया उन्होंने. कैसे हंट किया? दे हैव मेड अ, जो भी जाल बिल बनाते हैं.
Uh-huh.
ठीक है. सो आई हैव रिटन एवरी स्पेसिफिक डिटेल. दे डिड दिस, दे डिड दिस, दे डिड दिस. They have learned lot many of things. They shared, and when they came back, they shared their experience with all their friends and family, and they clicked photos, this that, and everything. So this awareness wala stories na is important.
Great, great, sir.
And again, one more thing which I've learned is that Air Force and Army SSBs differ a bit.
Okay.
Yes. So for
How?
Air Force, I haven't given a Navy SSB. I'm not aware of
Uh-huh.
Navy SSBs. But Air Force SSBs, as the job requirement is, more of a individual ज़्यादा चलता है Air Force में.
Okay.
कि you have to do it everything by yourself.
Uh-huh.
In Army, you have to work in group. So the only change of approach was that in Army SSBs, I used to take everybody with me together, and everybody is working together. But in
Uh-huh.
Air Force में जो टैट स्टोरीज दिखता था, उसमें मैं खुद ज्यादा कर रहा हूँ ऐसे करके I've showed.
Great.
And about VAT, if I'll talk, VAT, VAT earlier I used to be like ये words common आ रहे हैं, ये words मैं ऐसे ही छाप दूंगा, जो
Uh-huh.
लेके जा रहा हूँ is prepared and all that. Didn't work, yeah, didn't work. I think after that, in my 10th attempt, what I did is I started associating everything with my life.
अच्छा.
Yes. So that was more easier.
Uh-huh.
कि I was able to think about it with me. So जैसे कि टीम भी मार रहा है, तो I was a team player, तो मैंने टीम का कुछ डाल दिया. टीम इवेंट्स, वर्किंग इन टीम, दिस दैट, जो भी है. उसके बाद जो भी आ रहा है ना, आई यूज associate with my
Uh-huh.
life. I practiced in that manner. That may, yes, you can say I've practiced, but practice in such a manner that it is associating with my life. So that was there. SRTs में यार, I think people say 60 SRTs करके आना, 50 SRTs करके आना. According to me, quality is what matters.
Okay.
I have given these attempts, before attempts, my previous attempts, I did more than 50 SRTs, 50, 55 SRTs. Didn't
Uh-huh.
got recommended. This attempt I did 39 SRTs, but of a good quality.
Uh,
That quality is what matters, because whatever actions you are taking is what they're looking at. It doesn't matter यार, किसी की speed कम होगी writing की, इससे तुम रिकमेंडेशन थोड़ी रोक दोगे उसका, है ना? तो क्वालिटी what will you do? You can and be bold in your actions. Be very bold. Whatever you write, whatever you do, even in that stories, whatever you do, be bold. कि हाँ मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, मैं ये कर रहा हूँ. So that is that. So
So, sir, what a good quality SRT will be called? Like, if we can get an example.
see, example में ये है कि you are traveling by train and किसी ने फोन चोरी करने की कोशिश की.
Uh-huh.
What will you do? Some of the people I've seen some of the SRTs they write कि will call all the people जो ट्रेन में जो है सबको उठाएंगे ऐसा वैसा. यार
Uh-huh.
सबसे पहले उस बंदे को पकड़ो, 2 थप्पड़ लगाओ, कॉल द पुलिस, आरपीएफ
Uh-huh.
एंड हैंड हिम टू हिम. ठीक है. आई
Okay.
डायरेक्टली यूज्ड टू आई बोल्डली आई यूज्ड टू राइट कि यार आई विल कैच हिम, आई विल
Uh,
स्लैप हिम, आई विल कॉल द आरपीएफ एंड मैं उनको दे दूंगा करके हैंड ओवर कर दूंगा. दिस इज क्वालिटी इन डिटेल एसआरटी.
okay.
तो नहीं तो लोग क्या ले, कॉल द आरपीएफ, हैंड हिम ओवर टू हिम.
Right.
नो दैट इज नॉट. So in detail, SRT should be written where like बहुत common SRT है कि your brother or your friend missed the examination by 1%.
Uh-huh.
So there are certain words in SRT which people ignore. What they write, they write कि उसको motivate करेंगे अगले attempt के लिए this that. यार, have you seen that कि he has missed the exam by 1%? तो उसके feeling का तो कुछ करो. He's feeling very bad right now, right? So take him to the restaurant. Take him to the nearby restaurant where he feels good, his favorite place. रियल लाइफ में थोड़ी मोटिवेट करके आगे बोल दोगे उसको, कहीं तो उसको थोड़ा सहलाओगे, ठीक है, ओके, कोई बात नहीं, ऐसा वैसा करके. एंड आफ्टर दैट यू विल मोटिवेट हिम टू प्रिपेयर फॉर द नेक्स्ट पेपर, नेक्स्ट अटेम्प्ट. सो फर्स्ट राइट दैट इमोशन शुड बी इन्वॉल्वड,
Great.
इट शुड बी देयर. एंड दिस इज द रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन हियर. नहीं तो
Okay.
एसआरटी डायरेक्टली पढ़ के आते हैं कैसे कि मोटिवेट करेंगे नेक्स्ट अटेम्प्ट के लिए, ऐसा वैसा. इट्स नॉट रियल लाइफ.
Yes. Okay. And sir, like I have heard from many of the people कि SRT दो 60 SRTs होती है उस सेट में काफी रिपीट होती है. Like repeat in the sense similar kind of SRTs होती है. So should we write the same thing as we write before या कुछ हल्का we should change?
Yes. I think, see, if you are writing it naturally, whatever you
Uh-huh.
think, even the next SRT comes, you will naturally, it comes prepared, then maybe your answers will differ. But
Uh-huh.
if you're writing it naturally, whatever you will do in real life, you will do the same thing. According to me, तो यार same लिखना चाहिए. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know the reason. I don't think this is the reason कि they're checking something you're writing the same or not. इतने सारी चीजें होती है, इतने सारी एसआरटीज होती है, don't get SRT, so sometimes repeat हो जाता है. But that is not, according to me, that is not the reason कि they are checking कि same लिख रहा है कि नहीं.
Okay.
So yes.
And one question from TAT sir, like ठीक है हमें पता है कि हमें अवेयरनेस वाली चीजें ज्यादा लिखनी है, एक्शन ज्यादा लिखने हैं, बट चीज क्या होती है कि आफ्टर 4 to 5 स्टोरीज वी आर इनटू आवर अनकॉन्शियस माइंड, हमें ही पता होता है, फिर तो जो आ रहा होता है वी जस्ट राइट इट अप. तो हाउ टू ट्रेन आवर माइंड इन दैट वे कि हम वो चीज जो हम सोच के आए हैं हम वैसे ही लिखें उसको.
See, what mind gets exhausted after four
हाँ.
to five stories,
Right.
writing stories. After that, what I did, I'll tell you. Earlier, I used to write stories very fast. जो भी दिमाग में जल्दी लिख रहा हूँ. After that, after 5 to 6 stories, I used to take a break. Like in test, you should be thinking how I'm taking a break.
Uh-huh.
I used to write the stories like picture flash हुई. I used to take time. 30
Okay.
seconds आराम से बैठा हूँ. I'm relaxing.
Okay.
I've seen the picture. I used to sit. Till the time everybody starts writing. 15 seconds into the
Oh,
picture flash सब लिखना है. मैं बैठा हूँ आराम से. Even after the time started, even then also waited for 15 seconds.
okay.
Time started 3.5 minutes or three. So I've used to take rest. If you are feeling too exhausted, if nothing is coming in your mind, think and then write. Think first. If you start directly, the story will go in a wrong direction, and you cannot cut pit. ज़्यादा cut pit नहीं कर सकते वहाँ पे. It looks कि यार पहले कुछ और लिख रहा था, अब कुछ और लिख रहा है. So that is not there. Think and write. Take this. So approach is again. if you're experienced it or if you've seen it real life somewhere, I
Uh,
don't think you need to think much.
okay.
Story banani kaise? Not needed. If you have really seen it or if you're aware of it, then I think just write whatever comes to your mind. Whatever the first thought comes to your mind कि हाँ इस direction में story जाएगी, start writing and think of the actions which needs to be put. This is what it, and that's why I was not able to complete my stories. But yes, I thought and I wrote. That was the yes,
So, so like the simple formula is के
yes,
expose your life,
yes.
है ना? And learn so many things. यही I
Yes,
think
जो भी
it is a
तुमने
form of
सीखा है, whatever you have learned, whatever awareness you have, put that on paper. You know, but yes, again, it should be connected to the picture. ऐसे कुछ अलग ही direction में, you know, again, doesn't work, will not work. Awareness
right.
दिखा to the picture. That is it. Yes.
Now I'll come upon the interview, sir. How you prepared for it?
Uh, See, again, there is a bit of difference which I feel there in Army and Air Force boards.
Uh,
So, Air Force boards may, I think, current affairs awareness is not what is asked.
okay,
Yes, they go more into personal life,
that's
family, friends, खुद पे खुद का डिसीजन ये लिया तो क्यों लिया करके. So minimum AFSB वाले interviews last for 45 to 50 minutes minimum.
okay.
And my army SSB में my army interview lasted for 13 minutes, 13 to 40 minutes.
Uh-huh.
1-3.
Okay,
13
1-3.
minutes. Yes, 1-3. 13 minutes. So I don't know. Maybe they have their own way of assessing this, that. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So AFSB is like I went for the interview. I was having a wait for 1.5 hour. So so earlier I used to prepare current affairs in my previous attempts. This, that, everything.
Uh-huh.
But maybe at that time I didn't thought of why I took these decisions in my life.
Sir.
Honest decisions in my life. I used to prepare कि यार इसको आंसर कैसे करना है, उसको आंसर कैसे करना है करके. So in this particular attempt in which I got recommended, I have thought each and every honest actions and honest things in my life जो मैंने किए हैं, उसके honest answers मैंने ढूंढे, उसको मैंने लिखा.
Okay.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई टुक द पीआईक्यू कि पीआईक्यू से क्या-क्या पूछ सकते हो. तो मैंने स्टार्टिंग से मेरे नाम के मीनिंग से, पापा के नाम के मीनिंग से एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम द वेरी स्टार्ट आई हैव स्टार्टेड जॉटिंग इट डाउन कि हाँ, ये पूछ सकते हैं, ये पूछ सकते हैं, ये पूछ सकते हैं. 10th में इतने परसेंटेज आए, क्यों आए, पीसीएम क्यों लिया, 12th में व्हाट ऑल सब्जेक्ट्स, why if you are scoring less in maths, why you're scoring less in maths, why you have taken PCM, why physical education, why not computer science, why you have not done engineering, why you have done BSc, this, that. ऐसे करके everything I have written and very honest answers.
Uh-huh.
So what happened was I prepared in that. इसको रटता नहीं था. I just kept it in mind कि okay, this is what I have to answer.
Okay.
So again, if you will उसको रट्टाबाजी करोगे, then again the pressure will come in the interview कि यार ये नहीं बोला, कुछ और बोल दिया करके. So I just kept in mind कि this is what I need to answer.
Uh-huh.
These were the honest answers, honest things, honest decisions जो मैंने बोलने वाला हूँ करके. So you don't have to lie. If you lie, you know, उस झूठ को छुपाने के लिए और एक झूठ बोलना पड़ेगा. It's like that.
Right.
So I went inside and my interview was very different. This particular attempt, my interview was very different. An interviewer was also different. So like I have seen, I've given 5 attempts,
Uh-huh.
in total 7 attempts of AFSB. In that, from that, 5 attempts were in Mysore itself.
Okay.
Yes. So even the assessors, like during documentation, na, AFS works different. Uh, Even during documentation, half of the assessors were aware कि यार ये पहले आ चुका है करके.
जैसे गुस्सा नहीं आता था फिर मैसूर आ गया.
This is what they used to ask me in the
Uh,
interview. यार फिर से बार-बार मैसूर आ रहा है करके. And after that, during my documentation also, my DSO, duty selection officer asked me, यार have you met? मतलब हाँ सर पिछली बार आया था करके थोड़ी दिन पहले. So he used to lie, बोले okay, okay, ठीक है करके. So I went in. I was having a waiting time of 1.5 hour. So I went inside and I said, I wished him join करके, and I said, waiting करके. So again, people who are there ना, वो मैगजीन पढ़ते हैं. जो दूसरे कैंडिडेट्स मैगजीन पढ़ेंगे, कुछ पूछेंगे तो बोलेंगे मैगजीन पढ़ रहे हैं करके. मैंने बोला यार, आई डोंट हैव एनी इंटरेस्ट इन मैगजीन स्टडीइंग, रीडिंग. मैं अपना जो बंदा आया था वहाँ पे, मैं उससे बात कर रहा था. He was from Delhi, and I was asking him what all things are there in Delhi, this that, बहुत pollution हो गया ऐसा वैसा करके. ऐसा तो मैंने बताया सर को कि सर pollution के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, दिल्ली में बहुत pollution हो गया करके ऐसा वैसा. So he asked me what is the air quality index of Delhi.
Okay.
So I said, sorry sir, I don't know. Then he asked me what is the air quality index of Pune. Sorry sir, I don't know. So my interview started with sorry sir, I don't know करके. Interview itself started with like that. So after that ऐसा हुआ 2-3, फिर he comforted me whatever, थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर का बातें करके. Then he said no CIQs, nothing. General, there is a pattern of interview, right? They ask CIQs 10-12 rapid fire questions पूछेंगे and you have to answer that in the line. But this attempt it didn't happen like that. He said, okay Arshad, whatever you want to tell me about yourself, you can start. This was his first question. So I started everything again. I would say, again, I told you that interview I was very relaxed. I was sleeping, and 15-20 minutes I got to know कि interview है, दोस्तों ने उठाया, I got ready, and after that I ran for the interview. And in AFSBs, your documents, your original documents are shown to the interviewing officer just before the interview.
अच्छा.
It's
Okay.
very different. Yeah, AFSBs are different from Navy and Army boards. So we went ऐसा करके. ये अपना एक CIQ का पैटर्न होता है, उसी पैटर्न में मैंने बताना शुरू किया. सर, माय नेम इज दिस, आई कम फ्रॉम पुणे, महाराष्ट्र. I know I have got done 10th and 12th from AFSB Mannagar, done Ferguson, NCC, NCC guy. I know I have given him said all the things, whatever I have written in PIQ. Then he said, "Are you missing something?" So, sir, from my side, I have told you everything, and you haven't asked me anything. So, according to me, I am not missing anything.
Okay.
तो मैंने सीधा उनको बोल दिया, आपने कुछ पूछा ही नहीं सर, मेरे साइड से मैं सब कुछ बता दिया करके.
Right.
तो he smiled and he said, okay, tell me about your hobbies करके. तो hobbies and interests का सेक्शन में छूटा हुआ था, तो मैं I told him, sir, I do running and gymming ऐसा करके. He said, okay, okay, ठीक है. Then he started asking about my friends. कि friends कौन है, best friends कौन है, and why they are your best friends, this that. तो मैं ऐसे ही कुछ बेकार आंसर दे देता. I don't wanted to give him any loose ends कि कुछ इमोशनल चीज बोलूंगा उस पे वो खींचेगा. So I was telling him कि यार, sir, he doesn't come on time, so I don't like that about him. What he doesn't like about you, first of all, he asked me, I told him two best, choose one. बोला,
Okay.
sir, both are equal for me. नहीं बोलते, you have to choose one. तो मैंने एक का नाम लिया सर ये करके. तो बोलता है, okay, how much percentage you know him and how much percentage he knows you. मैंने बोला, we both know each other 100%. बोलता, are you sure? मैंने बोला, yes sir, I'm sure. तो बोलता है, okay, let's check. मैंने बोला, yes sir. So then he says कि I started asking questions. So I told him some small छोटे कुछ चीजें बता रहा था. He said, this much only, this much only. Like, yes sir, this much only, this much only करके. Then in the end, he says कि okay, from this he reached to a conclusion that you don't know shit about your friend and your friend doesn't know shit about you. ठीक है? He said this directly on my face. You know, with arrogant manner, like ऐसे करके. तो मैंने कहा, ठीक है. So I smiled. So he started asking about my family, this, that. Then he started asking me about COP29. He asked me about COP29. What is COP29? Sir, Conference of Parties 29. He said, I'm not asking full form. Tell me what happened in COP29 करके. So I told him some छोटा मोटा चीजें जो भी थोड़ा बहुत पता था. He said, this much only? Like, yes, this much only. Then I told him, sorry sir, I don't know. Sorry sir, I don't know. Then he asked me 2 to 3 current affairs.
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry sir, I don't know. Sorry sir, I don't know. I was saying like this. But yes, again, with the confident manner ki sorry sir, I don't know, I'll get back to you. Okay? My voice didn't lower. I was same voice, same tone. He said, okay, okay. He then started grilling me about my sister. Sister ने MBBS किया, तूने क्यों नहीं किया? You know, you should have got motivated. Bio
Hmm.
करना चाहिए था, bio क्यों नहीं लिया? I told him, sir, was not a bio guy. I didn't want to do work in hospitals. I was more of a sports person, this, that करके. तो बोलता ओके ओके ऐसा वैसा करके. And he started asking about my father, why your father wants you to join Air Force, why not army, this that करके ऐसे करके no, I wanted to be a flyer करके मैंने बताया, why didn't you do RDC क्यों नहीं किया, AIVC क्यों नहीं किया. तो मैंने I told him very honest reasons कि sir RDC में 6 months are wasted, I don't want to waste, I don't want to keep backs. AIVC क्यों नहीं किया, मैं sir I was in standby, but after that I backed out because again I wanted to do well in my college and want to clear exams this time. Then he asked started asking certain questions, very weird questions. Of pages in the Afcat notification.
अरे.
Exact number of pages. Like ये कैसा question है करके मैं बोला sir sorry sir I don't know. बोलता
हाँ,
have you read the notification? So
हाँ,
I told him very honestly. मैं sir I have read only the first page
हाँ,
and I know that notification hours I have to fill the form. I used to fill the form.
हाँ,
तो बोलते हैं okay okay ठीक है but you should but at least try and guess. मैंने बोला sir I am not sure but maybe there will be 15 to 20 pages. बोलता ओके ओके गो एंड चेक वंस ही सेज लाइक गो एंड चेक वंस डेफिनेटली सर डेफिनेटली बट जब चेक किया ना 70 पेजेस है so this was there and after that my preferences were flying logistics weapon system and administration so he asked me don't get flying given second as logistics मुझे तीनों के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता था जो बाकी के तीन चार में से तीन प्रेफरेंस थे ना
हाँ, हाँ,
आई वांटेड टू डू फ्लाइंग आई वाज वेरी क्लियर कि आई वांट टू डू फ्लाइंग ओनली एयरफोर्स में जाना है तो फ्लाइंग करनी है करके बाकी मेरे को ऐसे ही थोड़ा ऊपर ऊपर पता था तो ही आस्क्ड मी अबाउट व्हाई यू हैव गिवन वेपन सिस्टम एज योर थर्ड प्रेफरेंस
हाँ,
तो मेरे को वेपन सिस्टम के बारे में कुछ पता ही नहीं था क्योंकि रिसेंटली वो वेपन सिस्टम ब्रांच आया है तो आई वाज नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट तो मैंने बोला सर लॉजिस्टिक इज समथिंग एज इट इज अ शॉर्ट सर्विस कमीशन तो लॉजिस्टिक से रिटायर होऊंगा लॉजिस्टिक ऑफिसर से तो बाहर बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज है कंपनीज इन सब में कंपनीज हायर लॉजिस्टिक ऑफिसर्स फ्रॉम एयरफोर्स सो दैट वाज देयर एंड ही सेड व्हाई वेपन सिस्टम इज थर्ड तो मेरे को वेपन सिस्टम के बारे में पता नहीं था तो मैंने बोला सर मुझे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में नहीं जाना था करके वो लास्ट है इसलिए वेपन सिस्टम थर्ड है करके
अच्छा.
तो ही सेड ओके व्हाई नॉट was more of paperwork which I don't want to do and I'm not into that तो बोलता है ओके ओके ठीक है ऐसे के तो he started grilling me वेपन सिस्टम के बारे में पता नहीं है थर्ड प्रेफरेंस दे रखा है ऐसा वैसा करके 5 मिनट्स उसी पे उसने घसीटा एंड आई वाज स्माइलिंग एकदम मतलब आराम से and he's like कि क्या हंस रहा है ऐसा करके so this is what happened and then he said grilling after that he said okay you want to ask me something no sir I don't want to ask anything बोलता okay okay you can go now so ऐसे करके इंटरव्यू मेरा हुआ
And sir, how was your GTO? Your experience?
again I told you as I told you I didn't prepare anything.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. And yes, according to me, it is not a test of your knowledge. It is a test of how you're working in a group and how you're, how you're standing out or, how you are able to perform in the group tasks. So this is what is there. So starting from GD, we have GD, we have after that we have HGT, after that we have we have lecture rate, and after that we have command task, and after that, individual obstacle, and last is FGT.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is in group discussion, everybody is desperate to put points.
Uh,
I'll tell you my personal experience. I've spoke really well in my previous attempts, 7, 8 points like that, good points. But in
okay.
this particular attempt, I spoke only 5 points. And army वाले में तो 3 ही बोल के आया था. 2 से 3 ही
Uh-huh.
बोला मैंने points. In both the
Uh-huh.
GDs, 3 points only. But all the points were quality points. Giving good like topics. As if you see now, topics are not of something which you'll be aware of.
Right.
It will be simple real life topics. Normal divorce पे आ गया था मैं तो. Divorce are happening, why divorce are happening. So it's your, I think it is, what matters is your views. तुम
Huh.
उसके बारे में क्या सोचते हो, and how you're putting up in the group. That is what matters according to me. Okay, so I used to think and used to answer. एक ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी का आया था, ड्रोन्स का कुछ, तो आई हैव टोल्ड व्हाटएवर यूएवीज, तो इंसानों की जान बचेगी. Recently drones were used in Russia Ukraine war. So इंडिया के आसपास में पाकिस्तान, चाइना है, which are agile countries. So this that करके, तो मैंने ऐसे करके लॉजिकली सब कुछ बोला था. आई डिडंट से एनीथिंग नॉलेज वाला कि ये
अच्छा.
ड्रोन्स है, हेरॉन ड्रोन्स आ रहे हैं, यूएस वाले ड्रोन्स है, ये ड्रोन्स है, वो ड्रोन्स है. आई डिडंट से एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. आई गिव क्वालिटी लॉजिकल पॉइंट्स. वो सारी चीजें बोली मैंने. तो दैट इज व्हाट मैटर्स. एंड अगेन, हाउ यू आर लिसनिंग. एंड very important thing in GD is never cut anyone. So
Okay.
the biggest thing that one needs to keep in mind is find that window to speak. If you find a window to speak with a point with a bit higher voice, I think they'll listen to you. So that is important. So finding that window is important. So try to be the first 2 to 3 speakers. 1 point. If not, then at least find the window and give the points. That is important. Again, and मेरे GTO में people इतने desperate थे. मेरा side वाला, he just kept hand on my thighs. It's like, let me speak. I just sat back, I relaxed. I just went back and I relaxed and I smiled. Literally, I smiled. I started laughing. I know that G2 is noticing here. I know that. So you don't desperate or don't lose yourself. Keep yourself calm and composed, consistent in every task you go. So I just sat back and relaxed. After he completed, I start speaking.
Okay.
मुझे पता है 15 मिनट का GD है. ठीक है, मुझे पता है 5 पॉइंट डालने अपने को, कुछ भी करके 4 से 5 पॉइंट. ये बोलेगा काटेगा तो इट्स गोना गो अगेंस्ट हिम. एंड दिस इज देयर, सो कीप योरसेल्फ रिलैक्स यार. डोंट बी कि उसके अगेंस्ट मत जाना. तो दिस इज देयर. तो जीडी में तो ऐसा था मेरा कि व्हाटएवर लॉजिकल पॉइंट्स आई एम गेटिंग, I'll speak whenever I'll get the point. I'll speak. So that was there and everybody was listening to me also, क्योंकि मैं अच्छा भी बोल रहा था, थोड़ा बीच वाली पोजीशन भी मिल गई थी, थोड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग पोजीशन भी था, तो सबको देख के बोल पा रहा था. तो यस, देयर. यस.
एंड सर व्हाट अबाउट जीपी? जीपी में सर एक्चुअली टाइम शायद कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि वी आर नॉट एबल टू राइट आवर फुल सॉल्यूशन. So how you used to write your solution?
See again, people what people do I've seen is start writing in paragraph.
Huh.
That is the biggest mistake according to
Okay.
me. There is a particular way of writing group planning exercise, and what I used to do is I used to write everything in short, in points, in
Okay.
bullet points. So first of all, I used to write these are the things which you learn in coaching.
Uh-huh.
Useful things ki how to write जो कि जीटो को समझ पाए. So this was really helpful to me in from coaching only. Very helpful क्योंकि it was making it short and मेरे को भी समझ आ रहा है, जीटो को भी समझ आएगा. So I used to write group कितने का है in bullet points. हाँ, group size 8 people 10 people जितना भी है. उसके बाद division of group. I used to write division of group. Division of group. Group A में 3 बंदे, group B में 3 बंदे, group C में 3 बंदे, उसके बाद 2 बंदे, जो भी है, जितने भी group divide कर रहा हूँ. And after that, I used to write starting time and starting point from where we are starting. T stall या जो भी है. And I used to write solution. After that solution, and after that I used to write A. पहला solution मेरा क्या होगा? तो A करके मैं 3 लाइन में solution खत्म करता था, फिर B लिखता था, उसमें 3 लाइन, 3 लाइन, 3 लाइन. My aim was to reach for the basketball match, kabaddi match, जो भी है. I used to write aim is to reach the kabaddi match and we'll reach at 9 o'clock to kabaddi match है जो भी है stadium में जहाँ पर भी पहुंचना है. So these things, even the GT will be able to understand it better way. So
Yes,
if
sir.
you write in paragraph, you get you will get jumbled कि यार पहले क्या लिखा था, पहले अब क्या लिखना है, टाइमिंग कहाँ लिखा है, कहाँ नहीं लिखा. If you write in bullet points in small solution, small feasible. Yeah, so I used to write that. I like 10 minutes are given to write. I used to finish my solution in 7 minutes.
Okay.
7 minutes. 3 minutes में तो देखता था. Time pass कर रहा था. तो that was there, yes.
Great, great, sir. And then comes the conference day, sir. How are you feeling before the conference? You are
Uh,
unprepared.
Again, I was not nervous this time. And again, I'll tell you a short incident. Uh, my waiting time was too much.
Okay.
Was somewhere 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So what happened was after 10 minutes, I was sitting, से बैठा हुआ था पैर पे हाथ पैर मेरा
Uh,
नो हाथ जो है पैर पे था ऐसे आराम से बैठा हुआ कुछ बातें बातें कर रहे हैं एंड देयर वाज 51 screen in people
okay.
and my chest number was 47.
अच्छा.
Only 4 5 guys with me
Uh-huh.
was just ऐसी बात कर रहे इधर उधर करके and my waiting time exceeded 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So, so again, I don't know how many people know this, but in AFSB, specifically in AFS boards,
Uh-huh.
in Mysore, if your waiting time exceeds 10 minutes, you are
Uh-huh.
into consideration.
You are?
Into consideration. Consider कर रहे हैं तुम्हें.
अच्छा
Yes.
अच्छा. Okay.
So I don't know about army boards much, but yes, FOS boards may if the time exceeds 10 minutes, then they're considering you. The discussion is going on. Otherwise, they'll call you in 1 minute and they'll throw out like that.
अच्छा.
Call in 1 minute, 30 second की conference चलेगी बाहर भेज देंगे.
Uh-huh.
So like उस टाइम पे तो पता लगी कंसिडरेशन में हूँ करके. तो I just
Uh-huh.
sitting and waiting room यहाँ था. Waiting room में बैठा हूँ यहाँ पर दरवाजा था. So what happened was one officer came. He he passed looking at me. He passed.
Uh-huh.
He was interim officer. He took my
Okay.
interview last time,
Uh-huh.
my last conference,
Uh-huh.
and he passed. Then one psychologist came,
Uh-huh.
and he was looking at me. He looked at me like this, and he went back. And then I realized here, I don't know what they're doing, but they're looking at me. I have to be more relaxed. So I just sat back. मैंने पैर पे पैर डाला आराम से बैठ गया फिर.
Uh-huh.
According to me, what they were checking is here, ये nervous है क्या? Pressure में
अच्छा.
बैठा है क्या? This is what I think. So उसके बाद 18-20 minutes के बाद they called me. I went to the conference and AFSB का जो conference hall होता है वो बहुत बड़ा होता है.
Uh-huh.
Minimum 10 to 12 officers, 13-14 officers बैठे होते हैं in uniform. In army boards you will find 7-8 officers only. But Air Force boards में बड़ा होता है बहुत conference hall से. I went in and the president, Air Commodore, talked to me. He said, "Okay, I should sit down." I sat, and he said, "What is the most difficult situation of your life?"
Uh-huh.
The time this question was asked, I knew कि I'm gonna get recommended.
Uh-huh.
The reason being difficult situation, happiest moment of your life. These questions are generally asked to the people whom they are considering.
Right.
मतलब लास्ट टाइम से मैं इतना देख रहा हूँ सबको ये क्वेश्चन पूछे गए थे ना द सेम क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड टू मी सो आई थॉट तो मैंने बताया जो भी डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन ऐसा वैसा करके बोलता अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट कुछ डिफिकल्ट नहीं था करके was the then I went outside. Again, there was an officer who was waiting ahead. Ki how I walk. Do I look underconfident? This that करके. He was looking at me, and I knew he was looking at me. I walked confidently. I went to the hall, and yes, he came and he announced my name, and that was it. It's like it was like dream coming true.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even remember how I walked on the stage. My eyes were full of tears. I went and I was the only person who got recommended. So everybody was hooting. Generally, it doesn't happen any of the conferences, any of the result. During the day, result is announced. So everybody was hooting and clapping, and it's like, okay, this, that, karke. And I was full of tears. I went and yes, but real success or real, you feel it when you see the tears in your parents' eyes.
Right.
That was the real success for me when I came back home. So yeah.
Okay. So then sir घर पे बताया होगा कॉल करके भी.
Yeah, घर पे बताया my they were happy this that but I didn't see them definitely. Air Force
हाँ.
board maybe don't get phones after getting recommended.
अच्छा अच्छा.
My CPSS was also there on next day.
Okay okay.
So I just told them I got recommended. She said okay. I got just hanged up the phone and the next day I एक दिन में घर आ गया. Then they cried and that was the moment here. Yeah, this is there where you come to know कि I have achieved something.
Right right.
Yeah.
वही एक मोमेंट होता है सर जिसके लिए हम सब शायद वेट करते हैं अपनी
Yeah,
लाइफ में.
definitely. Yeah. And it comes if you have patience. And people say hard work is the key to success. Hard work is the key to success. Nah, yeah, hard work combined with patience is the key to success. According to me, yes, patience is must. And when I look back, I've seen all these attempts, and I used to feel कि recommend नहीं हो रहा. I think I was not getting recommended because there were certain things which I need to learn.
Uh-huh. Right.
And so it taught me. It taught me is like whatever attempts I've given. It taught me every attempt taught me something, and it brought me to an dimensions where I would fit in the forces. And finally, and when I look back, I can say hardcore repeater got recommended in my 10th attempt. 2 digit mein chala gaya karke, and I'm happy to say that. Yeah. So that is there. Yes.
And I think सर जर्नी ऐसी होनी चाहिए.
Such way,
ये
such
याद
way.
कर रहे हैं सर,
You
याद
know,
कर रहे हैं.
and not against any fresher or whatever. No, no, nothing against anyone. But if fresher recommend हुआ है और मैं 10th 11 attempt में recommend हुआ हूँ, according to me जनता खुद बोली कि यार this is the person
Right.
करके. This is what I feel. Huh? Like
Absolutely.
I feel in that manner if I will be sitting in the audience and I will say कि यार इस बंदे की ज्यादा इज्जत करूंगा मैं करके. Because
Absolutely.
because he was so consistent with his work. So yeah, that is there.
Great, sir. Great. Wonderful journey. And a big congratulations to you again, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And you'll be going soon to the academy, hopefully.
Yes.
And it was really an insightful conversation, sir. And I'm damn sure that it will help a lot of aspirants.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us. And a last question, sir. Any message for the aspirants from your side?
Again, I would give only one advice or one message is don't take advice from anyone. What I want to say is the assessors who are sitting there, they have 15 years of experience, and after that, they do a course of 1.5 year in the DIPR, and after that, they come and assess people, and they also have to pass that test to become an assessor. So we are no one to sit here. Even if I'm recommended, I can't tell you what they're looking for or what they're not doing. So there are certain things which you can definitely prepare and all that, but apart from that, we cannot predict anything. We cannot be assessor. Don't be assessor. Never be assessor. Just for the aspirants, I would say be very honest, work hard, and and one more thing is be very honest in this SB and be aware of the what is in line process of SSB. That gives confidence. That's all. Apart from that, don't prepare too much. Over preparedness is something which will pull you down. So go raw and be confident. That's what I would say.
Definitely be what you are. And with these thoughts, we will bind up our conversation. Thank you so much for joining, sir, and many, many best wishes from the team Antim Pag to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you so much for watching it. Do like it, share it, and subscribe with your friends, and share it with your defense aspirants friends so that they can be benefited from it. Thank you.